Good morning, third graders. Today we're on page 153 of your student journal, page 153. And today we're actually going to be shading in some models. So you're going to need something to shade with. I'm using crayons. If you choose to use crayons, choose to use maybe light colors. I'm using red and green just because I always use red and green. But you might want to choose maybe yellows or oranges or pinks. You could also use colored pencils or highlighters, but please stop the video and go get something to shade with before you continue. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, our objective today is I will compare fractions by making a model, period. Okay, so today I will compare fractions by making a model. Okay, so let's look at our vocabulary really quick. A fraction is a numeric value that represents part of a whole or part of a group. Now a fraction has two parts. The top number is called our numerator, and it's the number of equal parts being considered. A lot of times this is what we consider, that we say that it's what you have or what is shaded. Unless the question says what's not shaded, but usually it's what you have or what's shaded. Okay, the denominator is the total number of equal parts in the whole. How many was the whole cut into or split or divided into? That's our denominator. Okay, then we also have our three comparing symbols. We have an equal to sign, which is the symbol used to show both compared values are the same. So 6 equals 6. We have a greater than sign, okay, which is the symbol used to show that one value is larger than the other. 6 is greater than 4. Now you remember from when you were younger, we always teach you the alligator grabs the bigger one. So here the alligator's mouth is gobbling the 6 instead of gobbling the 4. And then the less than sign is the symbol used to show one value is smaller than the other. So 4 is less than 6, but still the alligator's grabbing the 6. I always also remember that this one kind of looks like a sideways L. So I could write the word less. That didn't work out very good because my marker. But I could write the word less after a less than sign. That's another way that I always remember. Okay, so I'm going to get started and show you what this looks like. Here's my first problem. And my first problem says, which is greater, 1/2 or 1/4? Okay, and then they want me to do a circle. Whenever you're doing models with circles, boys and girls, you always need to go through the very center. So I'm going to draw a dot. Okay, so 1/2. This is my denominator. So my denominator tells me that my whole was cut into two parts. Okay, my numerator is a 1, so that tells me I have one of the parts. That's what my numerator of a 1 tells me. So my denominator says it was cut into two parts, and the numerator 1 says I have one part. Okay, this one, my denominator is a 4. So it tells me my whole was cut into 4 pieces. So think about like a pie or a pizza. Okay. And the numerator 1 says I have one of the slices. So I have one of the 4 slices. Okay, so based on that, which one's bigger? Which one are you going to grab? If it was your absolute favorite pizza or favorite pie, we're going to grab this one. So we're going to put our sign. That's called a greater than sign. So 1/2 is greater than 1/4. Okay, let's look at another one of these. Okay. This time my question says, which is greater, 1/4 or 3/4? Okay, so 1/4, this means that my whole needs to be cut into 4 pieces because my denominator is a 4. So I'm going to cut it in half and then those in half. So I cut it into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And then my numerator of a 1 says I have one of the pieces. I have one of them. Okay, this one, my denominator is also 4, which means I have to cut my whole into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. But this time my numerator is a 3, which means I have 3 of the pieces. So I have 1, 2, 3 of the pieces. Okay, so this one's like a cake or a chocolate bar. So which one would you want if it was your favorite? You're going to want this one. This one's much larger. So I'm going to write this because they don't have them side by side. So 3/4 is the one that I'm going to grab, or the alligator mouth is going to grab. And this is called a less than sign because look, I could write less there. So 1/4 is less than 3/4. Okay, so let's try some of these together. All right, we are on page 154. We're on page 154, and here is our first problem. It says, compare these two fractions by completing the models. Okay, so our top one is 6, is our denominator. So we have to cut that whole into 6 pieces. Okay, so what I want you to do first is let's cut it right in half, as even as we can. Okay, and then let's cut these into 3 each. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now they're not going to be exactly perfect, but that's our goal. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is even as possible. And then our numerator is a 2. So let's shade in 2 of the pieces. And that is what 2, 6 looks like. Okay, for our bottom one, our denominator is a 3. So we're going to cut this into 3 equal pieces. This one's kind of hard when it's 3 pieces. You just have to do the best you can, but it's hard to get it exact. Okay, so, and mine's pretty even, and my numerator is a 1, so I'm going to shade in 1 piece. Okay, so yours might not be perfect, mine aren't perfect either, but it's pretty clear that those are equal to the same amount, because these 2 pieces are the same as this 1 piece. These 2 pieces are the same as this one, and these 2 are the same. So 2, 6 is equal to 1/3. Those are equivalent fractions. So they look different, but they're worth the same value. Okay, let's look at our next one. This one says, compare these two fractions by completing the models. Okay, so our first one has a denominator of 8. So we are going to cut that whole into 8 pieces. Now remember, when we cut a circle, we have to always go through the center. So the best way to cut this into 8 pieces is to go in half vertically, go in half horizontally. So now we have 4 pieces, and then go diagonally right through the center, and then diagonally right through the center again. Okay, let's shade in all the same 3. So I'm going to shade in this one, and this one. That's what 3/8 looks like. Okay, for my second one, I'm going to do the same, because I didn't circle those. I'm sorry, friends. So my denominator is also an 8. So I'm going to go through the center, and then diagonal and diagonal. Okay, this time though, we need to shade in 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 is half, 5, 6. Oh, I'm sorry, we're shading in 7. Miss Munoz is making lots of mistakes. So we shaded in 7 of the 8. Okay, so if we're going to get our alligator hands out, we're going to definitely grab that. And that one is called a less than sign because I could write the word less. So 3/8 is less than 7/8. Okay, friends, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.